right, we're going to take a look at Unit 6, Lesson 3. We're going to look at having a monthly budget. So if you'll scroll down to this example and Table 3.2, it says, use this table to determine the monthly expenses budget and the yearly salary needed to cover the expenses. Sometimes you can lower your expenses, and sometimes, it's already as low as it could be. And so you need to just figure out, okay, this is what I spend and what salary do I need so that I can make sure and have plenty of money for all of my expenses. Okay, so let's say that you've made a commitment to save $300 a month. For housing, a mortgage is if you buy the house and you make a monthly payment. That's a pretty low mortgage. It's about double that nowadays. But let's say they put a lot of money down, so they have a really good interest rate. Maybe it's this low. Okay, you wouldn't have rent in addition to the mortgage. It's one or the other. You're either renting or you're buying. So it looks like we have a house mortgage, $11.50 a month. The utilities, that includes like gas, if you have gas heat or gas stove, which is sometimes rare in Texas. Most people have electric. So for sure, it includes the electric bill and then your water and possibly trash. Okay, so that's utilities. Of course, we have a phone bill. This is our, iPhone or whatever. And cable. We're not going to have cable because we're trying to be good with our money. All right, so apparently we have bus fare that we have to pay instead of a car payment. It's one or the other usually. Groceries, dining out. This is all making sense. You want to even budget for going to the hair salon, things like that. Okay, so let's look down here. Credit card, $75 a month. That means that we owe, let's just make it up, like $5,000 on our credit card, and we're just making a monthly payment to try to pay that back, what we owe. And we give $50 to charity. So all we have to do to total these up is to add them. So you're going to just take everything that isn't zero. You're going to grab a calculator and you're going to add them all up. You want to be very detailed, okay, so that we don't miss anything. And when you add that up, I'm not going to take the time to do it, it's $2,990. Okay, so what then if $2,990, this is my monthly expenses. Then all I need to do is multiply that by 12 to see what my salary would need to be. And so when you multiply that by 12, it's $35,880. Now, we are not really accounting at this point in time for what your job will take out prior to you getting your paycheck. So this is what you need to net or get after you pay for everything. Okay, so when we haven't covered that yet, we will soon. All right, let's go down and we're going to look at number 2. So use the following budget to determine how much this person can afford to put in the category of entertainment. We need to find the total income. We need to calculate his savings, find the total monthly expenses, and subtract the expenses from the income to find what's left over. All right, so don't worry. It seems like a lot, but we're just going to take it one step at a time. So if our salary is $19.75 a month, okay, salary is $19.75, and other, I don't know what this other is, but maybe grandma has us doing some stuff for her yard or something. Okay, we have some other source of income, so we need to total that up. All we have to do is add those two together, right? It's a total. So grab any calculator. We're gonna just add them. Okay, 2,300 is what we get when we add those two. All right, now let's look at expenses. 15%. So 15%, now there is no percent button on your calculator. So you're going to have to remember that percent means out of 100. So 15, you can do divide it by 100 if you want. Right? This is 15% divided by 100. So it's 0.15. You might remember the rule that you take the number and you bump it twice to the left. So 15%, well, we're going to have to do that in our calculator, which I just closed, uno momento. Okay, here it is. So what we need to do then is we're going to take 0.15 and we're going to multiply it. You can use parentheses or the times button. We're going to multiply it by the total, 2,300. So 15% of my income is $345. Okay, it looks like I'm renting, I have utilities, all of this. I have a car payment, I'm paying for gas and maintenance for the car. Yep. Oh, I have no dental insurance. Hope I don't get a cavity. All right, and then entertainment. I just want to spend all of the money that is left on the entertainment. So what we're gonna have to do is come back up here. And I'm going to make a list and then I'm going to show you my list just so you're not waiting on me to write it all down. Okay, I have it all in Desmos Scientific Calculator here. You just need any calculator. So you need to make sure that you started with, right? The top expense was the savings. So 345 plus everything you see highlighted here that isn't zero. But you want to be careful because there's more underneath. There's no student loan or credit cards, but take a look. We also have Charity 1 and Charity 2. So you just want to be careful that you got every single one added up. I usually triple check the numbers and that I got them all in there and then hit enter. So 2,220. So we're going to put that here, 2,220. So if I take the 2,300 and I subtract the 2,220, I am left with $80 that I can use for my last category that I haven't filled in yet. So $80 left for entertainment. You always want to take your income and subtract the expenses to see if you have any extra. All right, let's look at number 4. Use the following budget to determine how much this person needs to cut from the expenses. Hint, start by finding the total first. All right, let's take the hint. Here's the salary, and here are the expenses. We have savings, and we need the total and the surplus or deficit. Surplus is if we have any extra money. Deficit is if we do not have enough. So let's go ahead and go through it once again. I want you to pause the video. There'll be a quiz question like this. So I want you to go ahead and make sure that you can be detailed and you can put this all in. I want you to find the total expenses. Okay, let's see if you're right. Let's grab our calculator and we're going to start with savings. And we're just going to start adding. Here's rent and utilities, phone, cable, bus fare, other transportation costs, groceries, dining out. We don't have medical or dental insurance. Maybe not the best idea. Okay, but hair 15, And student loan payment, $150, $200 to credit cards, and $185 to charity. Okay, I get $1902.20. All right, so that is, I'm just going to write it in right here so we don't forget, $1902.20. Those were my total expenses. Okay, surplus or deficit. Well, for that, we need our income. This is how much we owe. This is how much we make. So we need to take our income and subtract our expenses. So let's come down here. Let's take our income, $1848, and we're going to subtract our expenses. Ooh, this is not looking good. We get a negative number, which means we have more expenses than the money we have. So our deficit is $54.20. So we need to cut that much from our budget. So let's look at the question here. We took our income and subtracted the $1902 for expenses, and we need to cut $54.20. There it is right there. Okay, I'm going to have you do number 5 and submit. I hope that helped.